mileage on that truck?
Bet your ass I do.
It's a very pretty truck.
Nah, it's what's inside that counts. Alright, well, I gotta go make this video. Well, I finally did it. I upgraded my chase vehicle and bought a pickup truck. Ford F-150 2020 XLT. A little bit of an ouch factor there, especially this year where gas prices currently, for what this vehicle takes, are over $4 a gallon. So, but anyway, very excited to have a pickup truck. Very excited to have a pickup truck regardless. Something that, you know, I've really wanted my whole life, even as a child. My dad had pickup trucks as far as I can remember and before I came around. It's just kind of been always in the family, I guess. A little partial to Ford. Nothing against Chevy or Dodge, just that's my thing. Was very happy getting this used with the mileage it has, the color, the features, just overall exactly what I was looking for. You know, I'm not a sports car guy, I'm not a hot rod guy. This really has always been my dream car, so sorry if I'm gushing over it a little bit. I'm just very happy to have it, irregardless of having it as a chase vehicle. So, but a lot of benefits come with it, namely four-wheel drive. It's nice to set up higher, have a better vantage point for photos and video. I can always hop in the back of the, well, on the bed, basically, to get an even higher vantage point. That really is kind of advantageous in Iowa, especially once you get into July and August. If we have a year like we did have last year, getting above that 7 to 10 foot tall corn will be nice to have. But we're going to start out here in the cab. As you can see, we have the Super Crew, very spacious, actually would make a very good family vehicle. And up front, you can see we got a lot of iPhones going on. This was my original iPhone 11 Pro Max. New for 2022, I got the 13 Pro. This will be my primary dash camera. And then my everyday camera right now is the 12 Pro Max. Around both the 12 Pro Max and the 13 Pro is a cage by a company called SmallRig. And with that, probably the addition I'm most excited about for 2022 is this SmallRig light fluid head tripod. Now, may not be familiar with tripods, but they're usually a lot bigger than this one. Takes up quite a bit of mounting space, and also they tend to have a much longer handle here. For a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about today, I will include links in the description so you can take a look at them yourself. But what I like about this is it's a lot smaller than most tripod heads. It's very fluid. Swiveling is just a breeze. I will warn, it did take a little breaking in. When I first got it, it was very stiff, didn't want to rotate smoothly, so just took a little bit of work. Warmer temperatures also helped. What I really like about it is the handle here. You can unlock and extend to make that reach even easier. It does extend further than that. Also, same as last year, GoPro Hero 8 Black. up on the windshield, get those nice down the road chase lapses, as I like to call them. What is different though is instead of relying on a very short battery life, I do have it connected to this Anker dual USB-C port. Combined it does 40 watts, each one doing 20, so it does definitely keep up with your devices. That was an issue I had with the Camry and charging my iPhone. With everything I was asking out of the phone, including radar, GPS, and 4K video recording, that built-in USB port on the Camry really did not keep up. But this has done a very good job in my testing so far. I also have it connected primarily up here on the dash mounted iPhone. So I have both a Lightning and a USB-C Anker braided cable as well. Trusty companion, the camera bag containing the DSLR, all my gear as I basically transport it to and from the vehicle. Now, to go with this recording out front, I've kind of done a do-it-yourself dash mat. I actually did my own sewing. I took a bath towel from Target, sewed it together after folding it in half, and then just to reach on the sides, I have a couple little washcloths just to fill the gap there on the dashboard. So I also want to mention with this, I've upgraded the audio. I have a Rode NTG. It's a model that's designed to go with your iPhone or Android. Has a USB-C connection for fully digital output. Also has a spot for headphone monitoring. A lot of neat controls. I'll go over my video equipment and photo equipment on a different video, but this will be a nice addition to hopefully pick up some good thunder, perhaps some tornado noise. We'll see how well the windscreen actually holds up, otherwise known as a dead cat. This GoPro, you'll see I have some wind jammers. Those will hopefully also cut down on the wind noise. And I have it attached to a headband, so let's go hands-free for a moment. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but you get the idea. Oh, real quick, I do want to add, I always chased with a GPS. My phone was a backup, but I have to say having this built-in GPS that comes with the Sync 3 is very nice. It gives you your location, the road you're on, just stuff that my old GPS didn't exactly do a very good job of. So I'll be having this going along with the radar, and then obviously all the video and recording. As much of it I like to set up and have going while pulled over, I will use this as I'm driving to just kind of glance down and see the radar and my location relative to that. I did test out in the first chase of the year a iPad basically mounted here in the center console. I didn't like it. I really didn't like moving my head back and forth. I just couldn't track the radar while keeping my attention on the road, at least somewhat. Having it right here, I don't have to move my head. I can just glance down, glance back up. So it's one, better for viewing, but also a lot safer. All right, so let's check what's going on in back here. Yeah, not the prettiest looking thing, but you're not here to see me. All right. Given the gas prices and the way they are, I'm going to attempt to save some money this year by sleeping in the back. This is a sleeping bag from Nebo that I've had for, what, probably 16 years now. Very lightweight, compacts up pretty well. I just ordered a mat, a 50-inch mat that will go on the back floor here, hopefully provide a little more comfort. So again, I'll provide links to all that. Main things I want to touch on: one, I always have a tripod just for still photos, time lapses, whatnot. I've always carried a bike helmet with me. Never had to use it, but I've had it in place just in case I feel the need to be outside in a hailstorm, needing to take cover in a hailstorm, you know, getting in the ditch, that sort of thing. It may also be beneficial if I think I'll put myself in a situation where there could be debris. So with storm chasing, this year I was inspired by a podcast from the Tornado Trackers. I believe it was Jeremy who accidentally got stuck in the ditch while chasing a tornado, and he was basically preparing to say his last words, and that just kind of struck a chord with me that if I was ever in that situation, or if I found someone that in that situation, I want to have every tool available to get out of that predicament. So what I've invested in, it's really not that expensive, is a good, what we call recovery strap. This will be used to basically connect two vehicles, and it will, as you kind of pull forward and this strap gets taut, mind you it's 30 feet, it will stretch kind of like a rubber band to the point where eventually that vehicle that's being recovered is kind of, that rubber band is going to come together and build up some momentum and kind of jerk that vehicle out of whatever situation it's stuck in, whether it's a ditch or you know, stuck in some pretty bad mud. There's some learning that goes along with this, and I'll link to a couple guys, both named Matt, who have some great material on recovery straps and recovery ropes and everything that goes with it. One, he lives in Utah, the other is in Australia, but especially the Matt in Australia, Mad Matt, get it? Mad Max, Mad Matt. He's a big proponent of these soft shackles, so that's what I've invested in. They actually have a very, very strong breaking point. I believe these are rated at 31 or 36,000 pounds. But the idea is, if something fails, it's a whole lot better to get whacked with this than a solid steel D-ring type shackle. Those have been known to kill people. They'll go right through the body of your vehicle, through your windshield, through your seat. There's just so much kinetic energy built up with this that when those fail and they go flying, they're very dangerous. This, on the other hand, probably going to hurt if you get smacked in the face, but it's not going to go through your skull. So the idea is you have one of these on the vehicle being recovered, and then connected to your hitch, your receiver, you'll have this pulling on the other side. Now this is made of basically airplane aluminum. It's actually very solid, very heavy duty, and it's made specifically for these soft shackles, so you can fit the rope through here. But this will pull in this fashion when it's connected to this recovery strap. Now, back when I had the Camry, I carried something called a tow rope. As you can see, this is only rated at 6,000 pounds. This won't be used for recovery, but I'm going to keep them in the truck anyway, in the event that maybe I come across a big tree limb or a small tree itself, something to basically that's debris in the road. I can wrap this around and either hook up directly to the pickup, or again use this 30-foot recovery strap. So I have a couple of those. Always keep a quart of motor oil, something my dad always said to do just in case. Towel, just in case you get mud splattered on your clothing and want to cover up your seat. Carrying that with me. Jumper cables, and a bottle of water, one for having it available to help clean your windshield. I do have a nice squeegee on its way, should be here any day. Which I just have to say, a shout out to Love's. Those truck stops, they have the best squeegees. They're heavy duty, they're wood handled, they just seem really sharp, they do a great job. I wish other gas stations would get on board with that. So small thing, but shout out to Love's. Definitely not a sponsor, but just wanted to say my piece. All right, let's go back around to the other side. So, two things I've always carried with me while storm chasing. First, a gazetteer. This is a very detailed atlas. Gives you your gravel roads, your dirt roads, highways and interstates, obviously. Gives you an idea of the size of towns that you come across. What is interesting about these, they only get updated about every 10 years. So in my collection, I may have one that was published, in 2020. I may have one that was published in 2010. Obviously not a whole lot changes in that time. And these now more or less serve me as a backup. It's always good to have something analog in case you lose signal. You just need a little more detail, or want to have basically a wider picture than you can get on your phone or your GPS. I also oftentimes, more than anything, use this back image that shows you kind of a greater picture of the road network as you're deciding where you need to be relative to what you're seeing on like the satellite. The other big thing that I feel is important to keep an analog version of a way to get warnings. I've upgraded what is essentially the same, just a slightly newer model of my weather radio. What's nice with the F-150 now, with the added power ports, is I can now have it running off electricity instead of battery powered. So I'll save a little bit of money there. But this will give you the most timely warnings for tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, flash floods, and other things as you can program depending on where you live. So
40s. Chance of precipitation 90%.
If you hear that annoying blaring alarm in any of my videos, that's what this is. So I should mention 18-inch wheels. These Wrangler models, basically they have Kevlar, so hopefully cut down on the risk of a flat tire. May look at upgrading those for next season to something a little more adapt to handling the mud. But one modification I've also made is with the antenna. On my first test run this season, I discovered that with the center video, my antenna cut right in the center of the frame when I was panning to the right. So got this from Built Right Industries. A little expensive, but definitely a neat little idea. Signal isn't as good with it, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice there. To go with clarity and visibility and good video, every season I replace my wipers. I've done Rain-X, I've done Michelin, I've done Bosch, which these are the Bosch Icon, I think HD. They're probably my favorite. A little expensive, but for what I do, definitely worth that extra money. So, talked about the recovery strap, the hitch, everything. That's if you have someone there to help get you out, or if you're helping get someone else out. Sometimes the better option may be these traction boards. Same manufacturer as the recovery strap, all top. Again, something you can purchase on Amazon. But the idea is you take one of these for each tire, either in the front or back, and you just, obviously you're going to be in a muddy situation or a snowy situation, and they just go under like so. That, with the pressure that you're getting from the tire, will push those down into the surface, help you get some momentum and hopefully out of whatever situation you're stuck in. Of course, you'll have to get back out of the vehicle, run back and pick these up if you don't want to lose out on, you know, 70 bucks. Those I'll just have tied down in the back of the bed here. Not really secured by anything, so my hope is no one will walk off with them. You know, a lot of chasers, they like to say that they're out chasing their dream, but not to be corny, I feel like I've already found it. I've already caught on and I'm just trying to hold on to it. So anyway, again, thanks for watching. Make sure hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, even leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you think about this. If you'd like to know more, as I mentioned, I'll go over a video on the photography and video side and the reasons why I have what I have for those. But this is my setup, and we'll see you out there. All right, this is the portion of the video where we ride out into the sunset. Forgot to tie down those traction boards.